I was going to do a proper intro, but that is the way I'm meant to be going, and well, don't think I'm getting through there. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Trail Pass, a non-alcoholic series of beers from Sierra Nevada. Now, as you've already seen, I had to take a detour. I'll be honest, it's not been the easiest going. I've contended with, well, the narrowest trails out there and got attacked by many, many trees. I'm being attacked by every bit of foliage in the world. Now, the name Trail Pass is a nod to Sierra Nevada's lifelong kind of affinity with the great outdoors, hiking and cycling in particular. So it really doesn't feel like there could be a better beer in the world to include on this Pedals and Pints series. Now, the bit I just came through there that was particularly difficult, narrow and tricky is called the Hemlock Stone Open Space, and to be honest, I was hoping to save that for another video, and we still will because we haven't seen much of it in this one, but needless to say, it's not really designed for this type of bike. So Trail Pass is a range of beers. They've got 4 at the moment. They've got an IPA, understandably, a hazy IPA, something called, and I'll have to check my phone for the notes on this one, brewmasters, which is meant to be kind of a hoppy blonde, and then the one, of course, which we're reviewing today, which is the golden. So safe to say it's a pale ale party of one sort or another up in the Trail Pass. I thought I'd better record this bit just in case I get chased by one of those big boys. There is a farmer in the field, but I don't thoroughly hate cows. They do make me a bit twitchy, and I can see one on my line. It's not been a good day for ease of access, let's put it that way. Hello, cow. Okay, I'm not thoroughly afraid of them, but that was a bit nervy, I'm not gonna lie. Now, normally if I want to talk about a new series of beers, I'd want to review all of them at once. I'd want the IPA, the hazy, the whatever the third one was called, and the golden that I've got. But unfortunately, when I went to buy these a few weeks ago, only the golden was available anywhere in the UK. So I know in the US they sell a 12 pack that's got even split of all 4, but yeah, sadly not here yet, so hopefully one day. Interestingly though, all of the Trail Pass series quote themselves as being less than 0.5% alcohol. So normally beers are 0 or low, as in 0.5. This one is not 0 but not 0.5, which I suppose it doesn't really make a difference to the majority of people out there, but it is just, you know, a little bit, I guess, non-specific. I don't know if it's a US thing and it is actually 0, but they say less than 0.5 just to cover their own arses. I'm not sure, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, I've come out in a rush, forgotten my water bottle. I am very thirsty, so let's plow on and get that beer open. Right, found myself a little secluded dead end off the main trail seems like as good a place as any for a beer review. Now let's take a quick look at the bike because it's not been seen for a little while, but yeah, not a great deal has changed on it, if I'm totally honest with you. I did have new pedals on it, which were clip-in jobs, but as you can see, I've actually changed those back because, well, I didn't film it, but let's just say it didn't go too well.
Oh, shit, yo.
I'm not totally giving up on the idea, but I'm not sure it's right for this bike. But otherwise, yeah, pretty much as it was. Only difference since the last time you properly saw it is added a mount for a bike lock for when we go to pubs and stuff. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things you've got to do, sadly, in this day and age, especially when you live in or near a city, which I do. So anyway, I'm sweaty, very thirsty. Let's get that beer open. Now then, I think today I get the award for the most makeshift tripod. It is on a tripod selfie stick thing, but it's also on the bike and in the bush. If I flip the camera around, you'll see, yeah, you're definitely in some foliage, as am I if I stand that side, so I'll try and keep over here. But this is what we're looking at. Sierra Nevada's Trail Pass Golden. Contains less than 0.5 alcohol by volume. Yeah, it's still cool, thankfully. I'm absolutely parched. Let's get it open. Well, the bike ride didn't do too much damage, a little bit lively, but not too bad. Obviously, I'm drinking this in the environment in which it's designed for, which is out and about, not the perfectly cold can. You've, you know, been out for a couple of hours. It's not going to be at its best. If you want to see a review of this at its best, let me know in the comments, please, and I will do it in the studio properly at a later date. But for now, this is what we're dealing with. So I can't tell you what it looks like, other than on the top there, which is, well, just a bit foamy. As you can tell by my voice, I'm absolutely parched. So let's get this done as quick as we can. Oh dear. Right. Oh, super citrusy, big. This is, and I'm not joking here, this is absolutely what I wanted. Massive, massive Sierra Nevada vibes in general. More leaning towards the pale or the hazy, but yeah, it's absolutely, yeah, very nice indeed. And in terms of those, I'm talking about the full ABV beers, not the other ones in the Trail Pass series. So, cheers. Oh boy. Now, I know I'm thirsty, I've been on a bike ride, it's probably going to taste good even if it's only half decent, but honestly, that is my new favourite alcohol-free beer, I think. I need to put it up against the others that I claim to be good, to be sure, but my initial reaction is just that. It is, well, it's delicious. It's that good, I'm now getting attacked by flies. Right, what is so good about it? Well, before I just finish this off, because I am that thirsty, top to bottom taste test time. So initially, right on the tip of the tongue, nice, light, crisp, biscuity malt, and a little bit of super sweet lemon to go by it. You could be convinced on that first sip this is going to be kind of a not too sweet radler or something like that. It is really that just approachable. Then though, over the mid palate, tangy, zingy, grapefruit, more lemon, but it's still sweet. It's still very approachable. All of those flavors sound like they should be a big, bitter bomb, and they aren't, which is interesting because let me grab my notes for a second, because interestingly, on this beer, the IBUs are incredibly, incredibly low, and they are just 15 IBUs. So yeah, it's really not very bitter at all. The hops used are Bravo, Centennial, and Cascade, and you are getting that default Sierra Nevada pale characteristic, but it's less bitter. It's much more, it's more refreshing, I think. It tastes like beer, but it doesn't taste like the more nuanced, maybe difficult, maybe just, yeah, the bits of beer that some people don't like. And don't get me wrong, I like them in the right place and time. But actually one thing that I have found, especially when you're doing exercise and you just want something that, you want a beer, but you want it to be refreshing and everything else, dropping that bitterness out makes this absolutely, oh, it's so good. And the aftertaste, it's all along the same lines, but it's got this super refined, mild, fruity juiciness that it's not over the top, it's not a juice bomb still. It's just super refreshing. It's kind of like melon, grape, think, you know, really water heavy fruits, which is kind of what you want when you're after a refreshing beverage after your hike or cycle. And yeah, well, the aftertaste, really does just do it, honestly. It's, yeah. I bought 2 of these. I'm now thinking about going and buying a case of them because I'll be honest, outside the reviews, I don't drink non-alcoholic beers all that often. I'm generally of the opinion that if I don't want a beer, then I'll drink something else. That's just me. Maybe I'm a bit too old school, I don't know. But there are times and places, this is one of them, and that is an absolute delight. Now then, I really enjoy this, but I am aware that some people will try this and go, nah, it's not as good, I know of better. And that's fine, right? There will be things out there that appeal to others more, but this tickles my itch in the pale, light, refreshing beer space that isn't overly hoppy and it's not a big gassed up lager or pilsner. So for me, it works. If you like the idea of the flavors, it's not crazy hopped, it's not crazy bitter, but it is definitely pale ale flavors, then it definitely is for you. If with your pale ales you want nothing more than me to slap around the back of the head with a bag of Citra, no, it's not going to be for you. But hey, I think it's an absolute stunner. Right then, let's get back on the bike and get out of here. Now, what you won't have seen is the fracas I've just had again with the bike bag on this bike. I managed to get to the beer review this time without it falling off, and well, then I went down some steps and unfortunately, yeah, you guessed it, came off again. So I'm taking a very road heavy way back because it's smoother and hopefully it stays on. But a lot of people pointed out to me in that video that I just need to follow the instructions on Canyon's website on how to fit that bag, and frankly I have several times. I just think mine might have a fault. So, I need something of a conclusion about this beer review, and I've been thinking on it. And I think the reason that that Golden Trail Pass from Sierra Nevada makes so much sense is because, well, frankly, they've not gone over the top on flavour. And I think quite a lot of the time the argument that it doesn't taste enough like beer from people, which is a valid argument, often leads breweries to trying to amplify those beery experiences. The problem though with that is that in a no or low alcohol setting, it tends to increase the chances of some off tones, that weird potatoey starchy thing we talk about quite a lot. This bit is bumpy, so we'll see if the bag stays on. All good so far. But anyway, what Sierra Nevada have done is kept the balance of beer flavours. And balance, as always, is the key word. A balance of flavours, even though they might not be that intense. And as a result, well, seem to have managed to create something that just works. For me, anyway. I'm sure others will agree or disagree, but have you tried any of the Trail Pass series? Let me know in the comments, please. Would love to know your thoughts, but that really is all I've got to say about it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already, subscribe if you'll be so kind. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers.